Hi, Steen here for Steen Guitars. Today I want to do a real quick video. A customer brought into our repair shop a Gibson Chinese copy, and I kind of wanted this video because he kind of got ripped off. This is really a piece of crap, and I kind of wanted to warn people not to buy these cheap Chinese copies. I mean, unless you're just doing a wall hanger and you want it to look like a Gibson, it kind of looks like a Gibson from far away. They use subpar components. The electronics are garbage, the pots are garbage, the nut wasn't filed, it's got a slight twist in the neck, it needs a fret level, a plec, and anything, all kinds of stuff. You have to keep sinking money into this thing to make it just somewhat playable. I'd say it plays as well as a $200 guitar. He spent about $500 with this, with a case, and paid me $60 to do a simple setup on it. I had to file the nut and then intonate it and so forth. I didn't do a fret level or anything like that. I don't think it's worth doing on this guitar, personally. It's playable. It's just not a great guitar. It says Gibson on it. It says Made in USA in the back of the headstock. It is a fake. There's a couple ways to tell fakes. If you can spot the lacquer finish not being here, this is a poly finish, and you can see it looks very shiny and smooth, and lacquer is kind of you can almost see the wood underneath it. It's so thin. Usually you can tell, but you have to have an eye for that. If you don't want to do that, you can take the truss rod cover off. Gibsons use a kind of cupped cap style truss rod cover. Epiphones and imports use a regular Allen wrench style. That's the Allen wrench under here. The easiest way to tell, though, I don't know if you can see this, and I'll put a picture up on afterwards, but on the fretboard, copies don't cover the fret ends. The frets are on top of the binding. Gibson covers their binding. Actually, you heat it up and push it in and Dremel over the binding so it covers the entire fret end. And I'll put a picture up in this video right there so you can see it covering the binding. That's what a Gibson looks like. That's a way to spot a fake a mile away. And also you can open it up too and see if you open it in here. There's inside here, I'll show you a picture of that. There's tiny little pots in there. Gibson would never use those tiny crappy pots. Actually, most of the Epiphones have better pots than that. That's like on a cheap Epiphone special, like your $199 special guitar. So they don't use really good quality components inside these things. All that stuff could be replaced, yes, if you want to do the work yourself. But to me, what is the rip-off on this is not a good piece of neck. This is not a good piece of wood on the neck. It actually has a little bit of a twist in it. It looks like cheap components underneath here. The fretwork is not great. It's playable. You can play it. It's going to work. If you're a really good guitar player, though, you're going to notice all the buzzing dead spots. If you're really good, you're going to go, wait a minute, there's a little spot there, and it's going to drive you nuts. So if you actually play really well, I wouldn't get one of these things. A lot of people think they're going to get a Chinese. It's probably just the same as what Gibson make. It's really not. Don't waste your money. I would say if you're going to put $500 or $600 into a guitar, put it into a $500 or $600 guitar with a brand name on it. Get an actual Epiphone. Epiphone makes some pretty good stuff. Make sure you play it first. Their quality controls but there are some good Epiphone models out there. I wouldn't waste your money on this thing. That's my 2 cents. I hope it helps. I hope I warned everybody. There's no free lunch. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.